Well, good evening, everyone. It's so nice to be with you tonight. My name is Amy Holmwood. I'm an Elite Pro 9 in Lifevantage, and I'm honored to be able to be on this call with you guys tonight with Dr. Mark Gordon. We're going to be talking about a couple different things. I'm going to be starting off talking about databasing and some of the new ways people are databasing. I've been involved with the company for just over 5 years now, and I'm still not even I haven't really gotten into my database yet. I don't know how that's possible. We're just meeting new people all the time. And I just got off a call tonight. Marcy Steiner has an 8:30 call on Sunday nights. And she has a new woman in her group under Kathleen Trost who has a lot of experience with databasing through social media sources. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight, but I'm going to talk about kind of the core things that we do to database. And for a lot of new people, I know there's a lot of new people joining our groups, and going back to the beginning of getting into our blueprint and just looking at the blueprint. And this is something that whenever I'm asked to do a training, I do get prepared and go back and look at some of the things that were just the first things I learned. And really the databasing part of it is the most important way to get your business launched. And we can relaunch our business every day. It literally is something that you can just hit reset, and especially continuing to learn new things and new ways that people are building their businesses, because we are attracting a lot of different people to our company now, and we are attracting some professionals that have been in the industry using social media. So I just want to talk about the core things that we're doing. And I invite you guys to go back into your back offices if you don't carry that blueprint around, or if you haven't seen the new blueprint because you enrolled before the newer blueprints came out. They've been out for about a year. It's under library in your back office. Under communication, just drag down to library and then go into tools, and you'll see your blueprint in there, and you can print that. But I'm going to pull that up now. I'd like to show you guys just some of the things that I think are important to always go back to the beginning all the time. And just looking at this tool of our blueprint is incredible. It is the lifeblood of our business, is who we know. And you've got your hot market. Those are your friends, your family, the people that are in your life that love you and care about you. And then you have your warm market, and those are your acquaintances, people, colleagues at work. I don't have to explain this to you guys. And then the cold market, which is just people that you don't know at all. And we are in a unique situation right now because of how fast technology is moving and the way that we haven't really grown Lifevantage on social media, that we do have a great opportunity to be connecting with people through Facebook, LinkedIn, and some of the other apps and things like that. The other thing we have that's really wonderful is we can use our Lifevantage app, which is still I think it's pretty much, I just went and played around with it again today. It had a beta launch phase. I do think they're going to be releasing that to us at the end of this week at Elite Academy. And it's incredible because it actually can take your contacts and load them in as prospects, distributors, customers, and things like that from your phone. So this is going to be a really helpful way to be able to organize your database. So when you look at databasing, the one thing that I keep going back to is who's the audience that I want to attract into this business. And I think that we've wasted a lot of time, a lot of us. I don't think anyone doesn't feel like they've wasted time in this business. And one of the ways is wasting time with people that really weren't the right audience. Maybe they weren't the right people to attract into your business. People that maybe they're just not super hard workers. Maybe they don't have that much initiative. Maybe they don't really want to build a big business, and you do. So we're still so early in this company that we have an opportunity to focus on the business part of it. And we do still encourage people, go get your 5 distributors and 10 customers and duplicate that 3 levels down, and just continue to do that over and over again as you grow your business. And it never really ends, you guys. This databasing and sharing this information should never end if you want to be an elite distributor. It's something that you're going to be doing all the time. And it is a big commitment. When you enroll people, it's a commitment. It's almost like giving birth to a child. So you really want to make sure that the people that you're going to bring in as distributors are people that are as committed as you are. If you're going to work that angle, which is the one that I encourage you to use, which is the business angle, and I think it's the one that most of us on here are using. There's a lot of elite distributors on here, and they didn't do it just by just getting customers. So you want to think about what your brand is, what you stand for, what's your platform, like what excited you about getting into Lifevantage, and what is it that you think that you have to bring to the table that can make people be interested in working with you. And focus on that and make that part of your elevator speech. And particularly as you're using Facebook and LinkedIn, you also want to be able to focus on the people that you want to attract as business partners to you, and what things you would be putting up that would attract those kinds of people. And there was somebody on this call earlier that was talking about she likes attracting moms into her business. She's a mom with 3 children. She works from home. You know, she's looking at attracting people that are like her. And so think about those things about you that you think would be easy for you to attract people that are going to come into your community that you're going to be really comfortable working with. So that's just something that I've started doing. I really am using Facebook now, and I've met a lot of new people. We also have a lot of friends from Lifevantage that are in the community, and you have to be careful because they're going to take up a lot of room in your database. And that's something that you want to make sure that you are, that you're not just filling all those friends with Lifevantage people, because it does take a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy to respond to all these people. So just, you know, if this is something that a lot of people are getting trained on right now, whoever your upline is, however you're duplicating, you know, follow your leader. But this is a way that we are connecting with people faster. And I am doing it now. I didn't before, and I started to, and it's working. I have a lot of new people. I have a new person coming with me to Elite Academy. That's a new distributor that I met online. I'm really excited about that. And then the other thing is add to your database daily. So you're, you know, always be thinking about that, looking, you know, take your blueprint out, you know, put names down, however you like to keep track of things, but also go back to that memory jogger. And also sit down with people that you know with a memory jogger. If you feel like you're running out of names, if you feel like you're running out of people, you know, that should never happen. Even just the people you know that are your friends, you could sit down with the memory jogger and ask them if they wouldn't mind giving you, if they've had a good reaction, customers that love the products and things like that. This is a never-ending part of our business. So I really encourage you guys to go back to, you know, to your blueprint. And the next thing I am supposed to be talking about is this Pace Setter program. And this is a really cool promotion that is something that started in February. So what this is Lifevantage is going to pay extra money to people who rank advance to Pro 2 and Pro 3. And starting in February, and it ends at the end of June, they're going to be paying payments depending on whether you hit Pro 2. Now, for anyone out there who has been a Pro 2 in the past and hasn't hit that rank recently, you have to qualify as a Pro 2 by the end of this month again in order to get the extra $100. So I'm just going to show you right here. This is in your back office. You can see the link there, lifevantage.com/promotions/Pace Setter promotion. And you'll be able to see all this information. But basically, there's 2 things going on. One is they're paying cash. They're paying $100 for people that hit Pro 2. If you're a new distributor, just starting out, you don't have to hit Pro 2 by the end of February. The contest started in February, but it doesn't matter when you enrolled in the month of February. You will have until the end of March to hit Pro 2 to be able to earn that $100 and also to be able to get a raffle ticket to win an Indy Pace car. So because we're going to Indianapolis, this was such a great idea. The company has an Indy Pace car that they're going to be raffling off to anyone who has these tickets. So people that haven't hit Pro 2 before, the new people, brand new ones, they have till the end of March. Someone that's already hit Pro 2 before, like let's just say you're a Pro 6 and you went all the way back to Pro 1. You can go into this contest and hit Pro 2 again by the end of February. So that's 2,500 in volume. Not hard to do. And then you have to hit that rank again. You have to maintain that rank the following month in order to get the $100. Now, if you hit it again the second month, you're going to get another $100. So that's amazing. Now, the other thing is that there's a Pro 3 bonus as well. So you have until April, the end of April, to hit Pro 3. You have 90 days to hit Pro 3. And when you do that, you're going to get $250 when you hit that. And then you're going to hit it again, and you're going to get another $250. Now, you only have to hold the rank 2 times in a row. in order to get those checks for Pro 2s or Pro 3s. So as long as you hit it 1 month and then you hit it again the next month, if you drop back down again, by the time the contest is over in June, it's okay. You'll still earn the money. So this is a great way to earn tickets to win that the raffle, and also to make extra money. And for those of us who are above Pro 3 and above already, we can become a pace setter pro. If we enroll 3 Pro 3s, pretty sure. Then, or excuse me, I don't know if it's Pro 3s or Pro 3 leaders. I guess it's just anyone that hits Pro 3 can get, if you get 3 of those, you will earn 3 raffle tickets, which is totally cool. So we can participate in this as well, anyone over Pro 3. So I just wanted to go through that with you guys. I'm going to turn this over to Mark Gordon and stop the share. And Mark, you can take the screen over if you want to, or you'll just talk to us. And we're so excited to hear what you have to say about the Vitality stuff.
I'm just going to talk tonight and show you some props, but I'm really excited about the Pace Setter program. I think that's so cool. And, you know, getting people to that Pro 3 rank. Can you hear me, Amy?
Yes, we got you. Yes.
Getting people to that Pro 3 rank is so important because that's the foundational rank. If you get people there, they're staying in long term. And so this is just one more tool to help people to get to that rank. So it's a great program. I'm glad that they're doing it. And I think it's going to generate a lot of new rank advancements that we're all excited about. So I'm going to talk tonight about the Vitality Stack and why that's so important. We all have probably been exposed to all of the products in Lifevantage at this point. If you're on this training webinar, obviously you have. I'm going to give just a brief little synopsis of each of them and kind of talk about why they are all foundational to good health. And the fact that the company has now put this into a Vitality Stack or a pack that you can get on a monthly subscription, I think is phenomenal. So to start with, we have Pro Tandem, Nerf 2. Everybody's got this. Everybody takes this, right? So when you talk to people, new prospects and so forth, what is it that you talk to them about? 99% of the time, you talk to them about Pro Tandem Nerf 2. And it's just natural. I did the same thing. And the reason for that is because we have 23 peer-reviewed scientific studies on our flagship product, Pro Tandem Nerf 2. And so, you know, that's the reason why I got involved in this company to begin with, was because of the science behind the Pro Tandem Nerf 2 product. And it just kind of blew me away when I was reading the studies and looking at the universities that were doing them and what they were finding and so forth. So I was very, very excited about that. And I think that many of you were also excited about that as well, to find out that our company had such scientifically backed products, and we were attracting professionals in the healthcare field that oftentimes wouldn't take a second look at something like this. So the science really is foundational. And the Nerf 2, obviously we all know that it reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days on average. The only product on the market that's been clinically proven to do that through that NRF2 pathway. And just briefly, what is NRF2? It's a protein that's in every cell in your body. And when it gets turned on, its job is to go into the nucleus of the cell and turn on the genes that code for the antioxidant enzymes, the superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione, and hundreds of others. And the activation of those genes and then the increased production of those enzymes is what goes, fights the free radicals, neutralizes them before they can cause the oxidative stress. And as we know, oxidative stress is the root cause of over 200 different diseases. Basically, all the stuff that you get when you age, all the stuff that you don't want to have. And for those of you that have heard me do an opportunity meeting before, you know what all of those things are. And you'll have an opportunity, I'm sure, in the future to see another one of those for me online. But so that's the Pro Tandem Nerf 2 product. And this is what started the company. And I feel that this is something foundational that we have to talk about. Reducing oxidative stress first and foremost. So somebody asked me the other day, how do you talk about Nerf 2 and Nerf 1 and people get confused and so forth? Can you simplify it? And I said, yes. This is like the fire hose putting out the fire all over your body, the inflammation, okay? So what is the Nerf 1? Nerf 1 is also a transcriptional protein or a messenger protein, but it does something completely different. It turns on the mitochondria. It revs them up and it increases their numbers. What are the mitochondria? The mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cells. They're the engines. They're the things that create the energy in your cells. And 95% of the energy that your body uses comes from those mitochondria. And there's several hundred mitochondria in each cell in your body. Now, in the anti-aging fellowship that I did, they often talked about one of the key tenets of slowing down the aging process was to improve mitochondrial function. Because one of the things that happens as we age is the mitochondria kind of wear out. And the analogy that I always use is a car engine. If you've got a classic 65 Mustang that hasn't been tuned up in 20 years, it probably sputters and doesn't run well, may not be hitting on all cylinders, spews out more exhaust. You take that car to a mechanic, they tune it up, they get that engine running like the day that it rolled off the assembly line. And that's what the NRF1 product does to our mitochondria. It basically gives a tune-up to those engines. And so for years, the anti-aging world has been looking for a way to improve mitochondrial function, knowing that that's one of the keys to the whole anti-aging strategy. Now, there are many diseases that are associated with poor mitochondrial function, and that's in the PowerPoint presentation that Shawn Poe and myself and Maria and others put together, and you'll see that slide probably somewhere at some point in the very, very near future. But you don't have to have one of those diseases to be needing a product like this NRF1 activator, because NRF1, interestingly, Lifevantage is the company that pioneered the concept of NRF1 being able to improve mitochondrial function. There are other nutraceutical companies out there that have products that they claim can improve mitochondrial function, but we were the first ones that actually looked at this NRF1 protein, this messenger protein, to do that same thing. Kind of in the whole pattern of the nutrigenomics like we talk about with NRF2, NRF1 also falls into that nutrigenomic category. So when people come to me in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and their chief complaint is they're tired, and if you're a physician, you've probably seen tons of those patients. They come in and they say, what's the big thing today? Oh, I'm tired. I don't have any energy. Well, one of the big reasons why they don't have energy is because their mitochondria, their engines are wearing out, and they don't have, their bodies are not producing the energy that they need to function. So one of the things that people typically notice when they start taking the NRF1 product is an improvement in energy. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. That takes a month, 6 weeks, something like that. So, don't tell people this is a miracle pill that's going to make your energy level go through the roof in a week. It's going to take some time, because it takes a while to get those mitochondria regenerated and get them functioning as efficiently as they possibly can. So when I talk to people about NRF2, I tell them you start this first. You always take NRF2 with NRF1. You never take NRF1 by itself without NRF2. Why is that? Because the mitochondria that make the energy make that ATP, but they also spur off these byproducts, the free radicals. So unchecked, if you're only taking NRF1, you may actually be increasing your oxidative stress. So you really need to be taking the NRF2 to offset that. So don't take NRF1 without NRF2. So that's the 1-2 punch right there. Reducing the oxidative stress, reducing the inflammation, reducing the fibrosis all over your body with the NRF2 product, and improving mitochondrial function. 1-2 punch for anti-aging. Every anti-aging seminar that I've gone to over the last 10 years, they've talked about, the key to longevity is reducing inflammation and improving the function, improving the energy production in your cells. And that's exactly what these two products do. Now, the NRF2 product, particularly with the studies that we have, is so amazing. There's no other product on the market like it. And then the National Institute on Aging study that came out last year was absolutely remarkable. It showed that Protandim NRF2 is the only supplement in the world that's been tested that can extend lifespan. I did a Lifevantage Academy in Portsmouth, New Hampshire a couple weeks ago. And one of the people who attended is a pharmaceutical rep. He used to be, worked for a big pharmaceutical company. You guys would recognize the name if I said it. And I said to him, Andy, if your company had developed a drug that the National Institutes of Health proved could extend lifespan, what would happen? What would go on at that company? And he said, well, number one, they would send the reps out to talk to all the doctors about it. Number two, they'd have advertisements all over TV for people to go talk to their doctors about it. And I said, well, okay, then what would be their incentive? And he said, to make a lot of money. I said, okay, well, how much do you think they would charge for a drug like that? And he said about $15,000 a year. I thought, Protandim, an all-natural supplement proven to extend lifespan, you can get for $40 a month. So after reading that study or showing that study to people, if they don't get it, I don't know what more powerful information you can give them that's going to get them to understand. That is a big, big deal. So don't hesitate to use that study. I talk about it every time I present this to people. Okay, so that's the first two products in the Vitality Stack, the Nerf 1 and Nerf 2. The third product, the probiotic, okay? Probiotic is important for a number of reasons. First off, good gut health is where all good health begins, because the gut is so essential. It's where you absorb your nutrients. And so many people that I was seeing as patients had this thing called leaky gut syndrome. And one person I talked to about that, they thought it meant that their gut leaked out the back end. And I said, and she told me, no, I don't have diarrhea. It's like, no, that's not what leaky gut is, guys. Leaky gut is when the intestine, the cells in the intestine are usually butted up to each other very tightly. And there's these things between the cells called tight junctions. But when you get leaky gut, the cells kind of pull apart a little bit. And as they do so, some of the larger protein molecules that are passing through your intestines can seep through between those cells and get into your bloodstream. And what that does is it triggers an inflammatory and autoimmune response that your body reacts to these foreign proteins. Because typically they wouldn't pass through the cells and get into your bloodstream if your tight junctions were working well. And that leads to inflammation, not just in the gut, but all over in the body. And a lot of autoimmune disorders and a lot of food allergies are related to this leaky gut syndrome. And so one of the keys to taking care of that is to heal up the gut with a good probiotic. There's a project going on at the National Institutes of Health right now called the Human Microbiome Project. And they are looking at the gut bacteria of people from all over the world and seeing which gut bacteria are related to certain diseases, which ones are healing for other conditions, and so forth. And it's absolutely fascinating. You wouldn't think that the bacteria in your gut could play such a huge role in things, but they do. And the reason why they do is because these gut bacteria produce proteins. And those proteins can be either good or bad. And if they're good, they're going to help you, and they're going to potentially fight off some of the other conditions that you may have. And if they're bad, they may actually accelerate the progression of some of those other conditions. And so there's a variety of different things that they found, a variety of different organisms that can be beneficial for certain conditions. And we've got all of those organisms in this particular probiotic. So that is key. Now, some of you have seen a slide that I've showed at one of the elite academies when I was doing a presentation about the physique line, where I had the picture of the fat rats and the skinny rats. And I don't have that slide available right now, but I can find it for anybody who's interested. But basically what they did is they did a study, and they had 4 groups of rats. One big group, it got regular rat chow, and the other got fast food rat chow. And I don't know how they made the fast food rat chow, if they went to McDonald's and took the leftover French fries and fed them to them or what. But anyway, they had fast food rat chow or they had regular rat chow. And then half of the group got probiotics and the other half didn't. So interestingly, the rats that got the probiotics did not get fat, but the rats that didn't get the probiotics got fat. And it's theorized that part of the reason for that is that the gut bacteria in the rats with the probiotics were helping to prevent the absorption of some of the fats and some of the carbohydrates. And so, yes, the right bacteria in your gut play a major role in weight management, and that's why our probiotic is in the physique line, in the weight management line. So there's a lot of probiotics out there on the market. Why is ours unique? Ours is unique because of 2 things. Number one, we have Wellmune, which is an immune enhancer that's been proven to reduce the incidence of the common cold and help fight off infections and so forth. Number two, we have BioTract, which is a unique technology that has an encasement of the organisms in this little cellulose encasement. And that's why you can't crush the tablets or you lose that. That helps the bacteria transit through the stomach and get to the intestines where they need to be. That's where they're supposed to go. And most probiotics, 95% of the organisms are killed by the stomach acid. We have 60% penetration, or 60% of our organisms actually make it to the intestine where they're supposed to go. Those are both huge selling points. And when I talk to people who had gut issues and they started taking this, it's absolutely amazing. For anybody who's interested, give Michelle Poe a call and talk to her about her poop. It's an interesting conversation, to say the least. Okay. And then finally in the Vitality Stack, the last product is the Omega Plus. That's the omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, EPA, which I've taken for years. I've taken products from a lot of different companies that had DHA and EPA. The interesting thing about ours, there's several. One is the freshness. I've taken very high quality fish oil, even pharmaceutical fish oil, and cut the tablets open or taken them and burped fish for the next 2 hours. I took 12 of these today. I took 12 of the Omega Pluses today, all at the same time, and I did not burp fish. I challenge you to find another company that you can take fish oil, that many fish oil capsules from, and not burp fish. This stuff is so fresh and pure, you can trace it back to the boat that it came from. Now, the other thing that's cool about this is they do have a little bit of vitamin D in there. Probably not enough for most people. They probably need a little bit more. But they also have omega-7s. And why is that important? Omega-7s is not something that you typically find in a fish oil product. But omega-7s, I've posted on the Physique page. I can't think of what the name of it is right now. Maria, if you're on, you can tell us what that is later. Anyway, I posted an article on there that talked about how omega-7s are critical for weight management. So people who are struggling with weight issues, taking an omega-7 with an omega-3 can make a big, big difference. And the omega-7s also help with a lot of other metabolic problems like blood sugar control and things like that. So that's something that you definitely want to be taking if you're trying to lose weight. But the fish oil itself is so beneficial for a number of reasons, you know, skin, hair, eyes, heart, you name it. And so I was a big proponent of fish oil when I was still in practice full time. And you may ask, why on earth, Mark, did you take 12 of these today, right? Well, the reason why is because there's a test that you can have done called the Omega Index. The Omega Index measures the amount of omega-3 fatty acids that are in a red blood cell membrane as a percentage. And if you look at some very, very large, very well done trials that actually measured this, a lot of the problems with the fish oil studies are they never actually measure the levels in the person. So you don't know if that dose was even adequate to raise their levels at all. But if you look at the studies where they actually measured the levels in the bloodstream, the three cutoff ranges were less than 4%, between 4 and 8%, and greater than 8%. When you compared the people who were in the greater than 8% group to those who were in the less than 4% group, there was a 90% reduction in sudden cardiac death. That's why I'm taking 12 of these a day, so I can keep my omega index above 8 so that I can enjoy a good reduction in my cardiovascular risk. So those are the 4 products in the Vitality Stack, and I'm so excited that the company put these together in this Vitality Stack. A little bit cheaper to get the 4 together, free shipping, that's a great deal. But frankly, these 4 are essential to a foundation of good health. Now, yes, you may need to be on some other supplements as well, or you may need to be on some other medications or whatever. But for a foundation of good health, these are the best 4 products that I could think that anybody would want to take. Now, you can get them in the bottles like I showed you here, or now we have these little cellophane packs that you can order them. And you get the products, you get the Protandem, the Nerf 1, Nerf 2, you get the fish oil, and you get the probiotic, okay? These are fantastic for traveling, for the convenience. You know, you've got 1 day's worth right here. That's all you need. That's your foundation for good health right there. And how many people have been trying to go to travel and they got all of these bottles that they're taking on the airplane, and it's taking up space in their carry-on or their suitcase, and it's just frustrating. Here, you just grab a bunch. You know, if you're going to be gone for 7 days, you grab 7 of these, you're good to go. Now, the convenience of this costs you an additional $2 per month. Now, most people, that's not a big deal. You know, if it is a big deal, just buy it in the bottles like this and go to your local store and buy some Ziploc bags and you can put them in there. But, you know, whatever way you do it, you're getting the good foundation of health that you need with all 4 of these products that I'm very excited about. Now, here's something else from a business standpoint. These are so easy to give out as samples as you're talking to people, right? You can say, here's what our products look like. You can actually hand them this. So that's great. But also, think about this. 2.5 years ago, I was out at Sturgis, and Skip Campbell was staying at the house next door where I was at. And we sat down and we looked in my back office, and we looked at the average auto ship or the average subscription of all of the people in my business who were taking products, right? Who were on a monthly auto ship or a subscription. So the average price per auto ship for me was $56. The average price of his auto ship was $84. Okay. We then calculated the difference and saw that if we went from $56 to $84 in my business, I would be a Pro 10 right now instead of a Pro 9. It made that much of a difference. So increasing your monthly auto ship volume or your monthly subscription volume is one of the other huge benefits if you're promoting the Vitality Stack, which is what I'm doing with everybody. I tell them this is the way that you should come in, okay? $150 a month, basically. $149 or $151, depending upon if you get the cellophane packs from the bottles. So we'll call it $150. That is the good foundation for health. But imagine this. Imagine if all of your customers and distributors who are currently buying 1 bottle a month of Protandim Nerf 2 increase their order to get a Vitality Stack. So you're going from 40 up to 120 PV. Imagine what that would do to your business right there. Imagine what that would do to the volume of the company, and imagine what that would do to the stock price, and everybody would be happy. So that's why I'm excited about the Vitality Stacks, guys. It's a great combination of things, the best things that I could think of to have a good foundation for good health. So thanks so much, Amy. It's good to see your smiling face, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, you too, Mark. And, you know, I didn't introduce you properly just because I'm so used to doing when we always end up being partnered together, which I'm so happy about. You guys, I mean, we just got such a gift listening to Dr. Mark Gordon, who is now retired, and I'm sure he's got something else up his sleeve. He's always been an innovator and in his own life and seeing opportunities. And what he just shared with us about our business is just, it's just absolutely what we need to be doing. And I do think that those sample packs actually make it easier for people. And this is what I'm finding, who maybe feel weird about just buying 4 bottles of supplements. Just having that little pack just seems so easy for people to just sort of, when they see it, they're very attracted to that as opposed to the bottle. So I'm just psychologically, there's something to be said for having those everywhere you go, just to show people this is how simple it is for your daily stack. This is what you need, unless you have some other deficiency like Mark was talking about, maybe vitamin D, we need some extra, maybe you can take more of those omegas. But, you know, I've had Lyme disease for 20 years, so I've always taken a little bit of extra vitamin D and vitamin B. But, you know, that's just what I've done, but I don't do it all the time. I mean, there are just a lot of people are taking a lot of stuff. So don't be afraid to talk about this. And they're spending more than $150. So this is just something, when you have that, instead of all those bottles, you just walk around with those things. I'm telling you right now, this is going to change our whole business. So for all you new people out there, this is what you should be. This is a foundation of health, is what we just heard from Dr. Mark Gordon. So I just want to thank you, Mark, and I look forward to seeing you in Indianapolis. Hopefully all of you out there are going to make your way to Indianapolis. It starts on Thursday, the 15th, and ends on Saturday at 6 o'clock on the 17th. Excuse me, actually it starts on Friday at 9 a.m. Most of us are flying in on Thursday, so we don't miss that early 9 a.m. session on Friday. But that is the best investment you can make in your career and in your business and Lifevantage, just to get to that event. So whatever it takes to get there, we hope that you will be there for this incredible, event that you'll get to meet everybody and rub elbows with people like Mark Gordon. So thanks, you guys. We're going to sign off, and I appreciate all of you being on here tonight. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.